Well, this time of year, I love the way the sophomores are racing, but the rookies do get front and center attention, right? The qualifiers into their first races. This is the time of year where everybody's on pins and needles, or your stomach's in a knot because you don't know how things are going to go. You know, I think expectations were low yesterday heading into Great Bets qualifier, and then couldn't help but be elevated. He's never shown that type of pop that he had yesterday qualifying. He was excellent. And those are the types of things that are very uplifting, knowing that, yes, we have a good idea how everybody is, but there are going to be some that let us down when they get to the races, but there are going to be some that you just shake your head to, where did that come from? And it brings you a lot of joy to know that the work you put in does get reciprocated sometimes, even with the horses that haven't shown it all year. So we're going to get right into it. AC Swan, she's about 2 weeks behind everybody, maybe 3, but did have an OCD removed at Christmas, and I can assure you that's where that 3-week or more window came from. Good look at filly, trots really nice. I'd like to see her come forward in a pretty good way over the next 3 weeks. That'll be up to her, but she has all the tools, that's for sure. Activation was good. I know a lot of people had some concerns with some of the horses. Antilles, a horse coming up in a second. Activation, they looked a little flat. Listen, guys, I understand that some horses are going to go out and look really, really good, and that's going to leave people that have horses that don't look great that day scratching their head, which like I just did. Or left wondering, maybe this isn't a good horse. But you're going to have to watch it all on play, same as I do. And when it comes to Activation, you're not going to. There was never any doubt in my mind that he was going to go an okay mile in 2-3 last week. And I planned on going with him this week. I just couldn't. And still, his qualifier was great. 2-1, last half 29, last quarter 29, last half 59. I thought the horse looked great. And if you didn't think he looked great, maybe your expectations were a little high on Activation. But I think the sky's the limit. This is a big, strong colt, almost like that. He's got that plotter, that Clydesdale way about him. But make no mistake, when he puts it in gear, and he will put it in gear, I suspect he's going to be a pretty decent horse for us. Affection, I know I had told everybody that her jack blew up. She hit her jack, which is rare. She never did. Never hit anywhere. She gave her jack a little poke 2 weeks ago, and it blew up a little bit. But she had that when she qualified the other day. Now, I'm going to take the flip-flops off of her because I believe that those flip-flops are just allowing her to get up into herself a little bit. So we're going to just put a trotting swedge on her, and I think that'll drive her out of that jack and down where she's supposed to be. She's going to touch on that chin, that's fine. That's why the boots are there. I'd rather like to keep her out of that jack. But her qualifier the other day was absolutely fantastic. Alibaba continues to come forward. A great trainer today. We'll school her on Tuesday. She could actually probably qualify. There's no rush. We'll school her on Tuesday and then come back with a qualifier with her next week. And Tilly Hanover, another horse. Horse looked good. Right? And the horse looked great. For those of you that have been my partner on Antilles Hanover from the start, watched him train down, and then felt like he didn't look good the other day, again, that might be an expectation part on yours, on your part, not mine. I thought the horse looked great. He was coming to the leaders down the lane, 2-2, last quarter in 30 seconds, last half in a minute. I was very, very happy with the way Antilles Hanover looked. Arson. Now, as some of the horses get to the races, you're going to see some of them jump forward right away, and other horses might take a little time. Didn't take it Arson any time. 27 flat in the end of it in a 5/8 mile track, and truthfully, all that speed came from the last eighth. That was probably a 26-second quarter, eighth by eighth, I would think, in his mile. He was absolutely fantastic. Pickpocket was great. They are going to be at the top of the heap right now because those are the ones front and center. We have to wait for the other horses to show up. Those guys are already there. They already did it. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And Arson certainly looked unbelievable the other day. Very, very happy with him. Blanton's Blue, you're going to be very happy with Blanton's Blue this week. Here's a colt that trained exceptionally well and exceptionally strong on Wednesday morning at Northfield Park. He is coming in very tight. One thing I'm confident in, they won't out-trot him on Thursday. Now, maybe there's some killers that come in. I know Mark thinks very, very highly of the Chapter 7 of Rays. Nice colt. I'm sure he's a very, very good horse. Blanton's Blue is ready to battle right now on a half. And I don't know that the other colt is. Maybe he is also. I have no idea. But I know one thing. They're not going to make him look bad on Thursday. He is very, very good coming into this qualifier. Or coming into this stake race. Born to Dance, just got to tinker with his headgear. He was good the other day. Had I moved him first over, had I put him on the front, great. I couldn't because of the shadows. If we get to a point where we can race him like a racehorse, however we want to race him, he's a scary animal. We're not going to be able to race him comfortably and confidently if he's leaping over things. So, although he's much better, he still does see a lot of stuff in the track. So we're going to have to change his headgear a little bit this week. Chirahola, I thought, was amazing the other day. Again, for all of my partners out there that watched her train down, we didn't know. Does she have any speed? Can she go any? Is she any good, really? Is she a nice horse, or is she just a horse? I still don't know the last part. But I can tell you that she does have speed. She does have talent. She was really, really comfortable the other day in trotting, and I was very, very happy with Chirahola. Did not know, gone out to the field, her knees were bothering her. We do have a couple. We know horses with, we had the two horses that got injured. They're stalled. But no acute lameness. The only athletic injury so far, aside from some sore knees that we had to deal with throughout the season, was No Chance in Hill and that very minor tear of his left hind suspensory. And as I said the other day, I think that's been brewing in there for a while. The fact that it healed up really quick leads me to believe that something was maybe in there, festering for a while, so to speak. I don't want to make any... we'll talk about No Chance when we get there. So, did not know, just went out to the field. Her knees were a little sore. She was a little small and immature anyway, so the time off certainly isn't going to hurt her. Don't talk about Bruno. Johnny said he's always been a little funny, left front, left front, left front. We always just assumed it was his knee. Much like Seasons of Love, it's not. It's his foot. Now, the fact that it's been bothering him for a while makes me believe that it's more of a corn or a bruise, or maybe a wall inferiority, a wall issue like Seasons of Love had. I don't think it's anything serious. Those types of injuries, generally, you'll see them, and if you don't pay attention, they'll come up and bite you real quick. This tenderness, let's call it, up front from Don't Talk About Bruno has been off and on for a very, very long time. So I don't think it's any bone structure issue. I don't think it's any soft tissue issue. I think it's most definitely something that we can mitigate, something we can work with, and something we can fix heading into the summer and the rest of his summer season. Drebin was awesome training today in the race bike. We'll train him at Mohawk probably in 2.4, 2.5 next week. Him, Punch the Clock, Watch Your Mouth, Seasons of Love will qualify, and then off to the races with her. The next week after that, we'll qualify Drebin, Watch Your Mouth, and possibly Punch the Clock. She looked very good today. Made a break down by the wire. James just thought she over-trotted herself. So that track is deep, and she's got the type of gait where she could slide a little bit. I'm not shocked with her making a break in deep stretch, but I don't think you're going to see the same type of mistakes made. I don't think you're going to see the same types of mistakes made at Mohawk. Where are we at now? Drebin, easy. The turns will come back in the middle of July. Electric Line, same thing, middle of July, first part of August, we'll bring him back in. Flash Fly is going to be qualifying Tuesday with hobbles. We schooled her Tuesday with hobbles on. She was strong, wasn't perfect, but improved. And I think that will only continue on. We'll get her qualified on Tuesday. George of the Jungle got about a week and a half left in his stall. Then he starts swimming. We'll reassess him along the way and decide when we start back with him. Are his knees good? Are we comfortable with what we've seen? And what do we do now? So we're at that stage with Don't Talk About Bruno, with George of the Jungle. Goldbug Hanover, one of our partners, has been buying up all the shares in this filly. He wants to breed her. I brought everybody the information I had, is that she has an inferiority in her. She has a problem in her throat. Can she race with it? Possibly. But my question, more poignantly and more direct to the surgeon in charge, to Dr. Cote, was, can she reach her maximum potential with her throat that way? No. She said, I just don't think she can. I said, well, that's fine. she's still worth money as a broodmare, and although I don't think we'll retain her, we do have obviously at least one client that wants to. So Goldbug Hanover will likely end up going to the broodmare shed, which is perfectly fine, I suppose. Great Bet. I talked about it at the start of this video. Every year we have a horse or two that just jumps up. I went to the qualifiers yesterday, not going with Great Bet very often. And when I did go with him, I thought he was okay. What were we looking for yesterday? 59, 2 minutes, somewhere around there. And then again, another reassess type situation as far as physicality, not soundness. And man, he blew me away yesterday. 57-4 last half, 56-2 last quarter, 28-3. Doesn't wear a boot. Blast off the car and just put him right in park right now if we wanted to. He was very, very good. So smile on everybody's face there. A big smile for all our clients, because you didn't see it coming, because I certainly didn't see it coming. But definitely a huge race from him. I'd said to somebody he'll race next week. I'd rather race him at like Georgian or even Grand River if they had a 2-year-old race. This guy get around any size track, and I think very, very happy with what I've seen from Great Bet for sure. Gypsy Hill is probably going to Scioto. Him and Sedona might head to Scioto next week in preparation of the next generation. They said they would start writing 2-year-old races. I suspect there'll be one written on Thursday, and I suspect and hope both of these will get in. I don't know where I'll be at on Thursday. I don't know if I can get down there or not. We'll see. But for right now, both of those horses look very good heading into their 2023 season. Hallie in the Clouds is going to go out to the field she's out in the field right now for about 6 weeks, and then we'll bring her back in. Very happy with the way she has progressed. I guess that's not true. I'm not very happy with the way she's progressed. She hasn't come up sore on her knees. Her knees were good, but she's just so big, right? The last 2 times I trained her, when we gave her the 3 weeks in the stall and 3 weeks in the pool and started her back up, I thought she was good, but I still felt her wavering in the turns. And we're at June right now. Do we really want to push and push and push and hope that she just gets to the races? Or do we want to see the very best form of Hallie in the Clouds? And I think it's the latter. And to do that, we're just going to have to give her some time. So she's in the field for 6 weeks. I'm Fancy Like is Indigo on Wednesday night, man. She is a good-looking filly. We got her. Great Bet. Venice Blue Chip is in also. And Paycheck Princess is in also. So interested to see how those horses will race on Wednesday. I'm Fancy Like. I think has got a very bright future ahead of her. Insider trading. Stripped her right down the same way I said I would. Changed her shoes a bit. Took all the stuff off her. Just put an open bridle on her. Left her martingale on. Open bridle on her. Trotting hobbles on her. I thought she was very good. Just went a quarter of a mile with her yesterday. She'll be in to go Tuesday at Mohawk in to qualify. International Spy will come back in with everybody around middle of July. We'll bring him back in also. Irresistible Sun looked good qualifying the other day. You still got that ear hood on. Still got some work to do. But man, what a big, strong colt. We're going to have a lot of fun with him this summer. J-Port Beach Boy looked incredible training today. Put an open bridle on him. He was very, very strong. Johnny thought he looked good. Jody said he was good. Now, first day with the open bridle was the other day at the Schoolers. Today, training with the other horses, he looked great. Can't wait to see him qualify next weekend. Levesque in Action will also qualify next week. If I'm not mistaken, Levesque in Action, unless I'm wrong, represents every single horse qualified that is ready to go in Ohio. Every one. It's a pretty impressive feat. And Levesque in Action, 2-5 the other day, last half in a minute. She's ready to go now. Lonely Lakewood was great. He's in to go Tuesday. Jody's going to drive him. I'm going to drive Ready for Landing. They're both going to race in a 6-horse field for 2-year-olds. I think it's 6. On Tuesday evening at Mohawk Raceway. Lover's Play. Hopefully we get her home this week. They got a cast on her now. That hole was pesky cleaning up, but the one thing that Dr. Latessa said was that if they put a cast on, they're confident that there's no infection left in there anymore. So that's good news. Hopefully we can get her back next week. Mick Paisley's been very, very good the last 3 weeks. Qualified Yeah, she qualified the other day. I was happy with her qualifier. Jody was happy with her qualifier. You might see her also show up at Grand River this week. Mel Gibbswan, I trained Mel Gibbswan by himself in 2 minutes. I felt bad. I had 2 of our clients message me about Mel and say, hey, why was he scratched? I did a video, told everybody I was scratching him because I couldn't go with him. I had to go to Pennsylvania. But I know that not everybody can watch every video, but it's still the only way that I can disseminate all the proper information to everybody. So I apologize to Mike and to Al that you missed the qualifier, or that you tuned in to watch the qualifier and didn't have a chance to check out the video where I said I was scratching him. I scratched him simply because I couldn't go with him. I wanted to be the one to go with him the other day, so I trained both him and Blanton's Blue before the qualifiers. I went a mile in 2 minutes last half, 59 last quarter, and 29 with Mel Gibbswan, and he was very, very good. Memory and Imagination was incredible the other day. He was exceptionally strong training. I trained him also before the qualifiers. I went a mile in 58 with him and Blanton's Blue in 2 minutes. They weren't in together. I went with them all in singles. So these horses were doing this all by themselves. He was extremely strong. Really proud of what that horse has become. Militant, looked good, kind of overshadowed by Pickpocket. Now that we have another division coming up next week, there might be more than one lag. In fact, I would be shocked if there wasn't more than one division next week. And I'll get to drive Militant. If I do, I'm going to race him a little bit. This guy, I think he needs to be up near, closer to the action. I was happy with the way Johnny drove him because he didn't know the horse the other day. But I think if he gets away 1, 2, 3, I think he's a little bit closer. We'll see this week with him. Mounts for All, I schooled him in 2-1 the other day. He is ready to go. Very, very happy with Mounts for All. No Chance in Hill, as I said with Mounts for All. Really proud of the way this horse has done his work. No Chance in Hill, sorry. I see something pop up on my phone. No Chance in Hill, the injury is down below, at 10% or below, tear in his leg. We've now started to put him on the Aqua treadmill. We are probably going to do that for about 2 weeks and cryo that leg. Will you see No Chance in Hill this year race? I want to say yes. I want to say you will. You will see him this year. Very happy with the way that the leg looks on him, and very happy with the horse's attitude. Just such a sweetheart. He never is bothered by anything, and I really believe that this might have shown up as a 10% tear, but I bet you there was 2, then 3, then 5. There was always that indication that something was bothering him on the left side, but we just thought it was his stifles because he was so big, and the left one was a little inferior, just immature. But we just bought into it being the stifle. And it's not to say that you might have even seen something under ultrasound. There was certainly no indication, looking at him, superficially looking at him, there was no indication there was any issue with that left hind. But I'm left wondering if it was something brewing there for a while. So will we see him this year? I hope so. I hope we will. Oh Snap You, again, she was 3 weeks installed, 3 weeks in Aqua treadmill. We'll get her into that treadmill another week and a half or so. We'll have her in there. Paycheck Princess was great the other day. First day with an open bridle on. I think she could do a lot more, but as soon as we put her in a situation to indeed do that, I think we're going to be happy with what we see. Very, very happy with Paycheck Princess. Pickpocket was great the other day. They had the vet go all over him. They couldn't find anything. I really thought he'd say, yeah, we'll do those knees. Nothing, which is good. It's good. But it still leads me asking the question, why was he out of gear at the 5/8 pole? Maybe it was just a transition on surface, but we'll see. We'll see next week how he seems. Prince Charmer was great in his qualifier. Very happy with the way this horse has progressed. Pulled the shoes. Yeah, she made a break, but it was all, you see, at top speed, she just interfered, got out of gear. This is not the first time she's done this. She did this training down until we tinkered and got her shoes right. And hopefully now that we're at a top speed situation with her, once we get it right this time, it'll stay right for the season. I have a pretty good idea what we're going to do. Tim was going to implement the changes this week. Maybe school her, see how she feels, but I think we're going to be on the right track with Pull the Shoes. Punch the Clock was awesome this morning. Was going to go mile in 2:10, just run deep in the stretch, just rolled off stride. James said just over trotted herself, but was loaded with trot. Probably bring her to Mohawk, train her in 2:6, somewhere around there this week. Purple People Eater, her qualifier was deceptively good. Very, very impressed with Purple People Eater's qualifier. Ready for landing. aside from maybe Great Bet's qualifier, his qualifier was impressive for totally different reasons. The fact that he appears now to be utilizing all the work and knowledge we put into him, it appeared that he didn't. He didn't seem to absorb it properly and use it to his advantage, but now that doesn't seem to be the case because he looked great in his qualifier. Rito's Lady will be out probably till August the 1st. Royal Emeralds looked great training the other day also. 2-1 with her, I believe. She's ready to go. She's ready to go right now. Seasons of Love will qualify next week. She looked awesome this morning. Sedona Hill 2-4 last half and 58 this morning with Jason. He said she was exceptionally good. She's likely headed to Scioto this Thursday to race. I'll call you right back, Preston. Southwind Digit was great qualifying the other day. Really happy with her. 2-2 last quarter, 29. She's ready to go. Sunset Acres Girl. 2-3's got to be enough. It's got to be enough for Pennsylvania, or for Michigan. Really, really impressed with everything that I saw from Sunset Acres Girl the other day. Sweeney is in to go. I had to call Joel this morning and say, I'm really sorry. I want to go with Sweeney, but I can't. I got to go with Really Don't Care. She's got a stake next week. Sweeney's not up for 3 weeks. I have to play a little triage here, and I think I got to go with Really Don't Care. Luke Ebersol will drive Sweeney. He'll get along just great with him. 3rd and 6th out in the field till probably August 1st. Time is on my side. We'll school on Tuesday. Like to see a mile in 58 or 59 from him. James will go with him on Tuesday. Vaquero Blue Chip was awesome. Trained him in 58 by himself the other day. He's now ready to go. Venice Blue Chip is racing on Wednesday. Great qualifier from her the other day. 57 last half and 57, 58. Victory Blue Chip was good also. A mile and 2-4 with him. Made some changes to his shoes. I think you're going to find him. That'll be it. We have him over it now. He'll be fine. Watch Your Mouth trained great today in the race bike. He's ready to go whenever we want. Widespread Panic's been in 212 again. Closer to that August deadline with this guy is my feeling with Widespread Panic. And Winter Bells will qualify next Friday morning. So with that, you are completely up to date now with everything going on with the 2-year-olds at the stable. Take care.